GM everyone. Holy boys and girls, what has happened? We're going to dive into the market. It is the worst crypto liquidation event, at least in recent years. You could probably say ever, with $19 billion liquidated. We're going to talk about this in detail. We're going to look at some charts. We're going to talk about what maybe comes next. Okay. What shat the bed, what didn't shit the bed, and what could run it back, what might not run it back, why there's so much weakness in the market, evidence that there isn't much liquidity on a lot of your favorite altcoins and meme coins. We're going to talk about it all. So if you have any questions, guys, drop it in the chat. It's so good to be back. I did a stream yesterday with VeChain. Massive shout out to them. That back as a marketing collab with them. But guys, we'll be talking markets today. Anything NFTs, any memes, any altcoins, any majors, whatever it is, we'll talk about it. Drop it in the chat. We can talk about it, guys. And we'll take a visual at it as well. But it's good to be back, guys. I've been traveling. For those that weren't on the stream yesterday, I've been traveling for the past 3 weeks. Got about 2 weeks left, or just under 2 weeks now left. It's been amazing over in Europe. It's nice to unplug. First time I've unplugged in about 2 years. So it's been really nice. But obviously, it's hard to stay unplugged when you got markets doing stuff like this. So GM to everyone in there. Papa, Isma, holy chat's gone wild. Kale, welcome legend. What else? Encaves or Enclaves, GM legend. GM to Lukey. Nice surprise to see you on, just getting some housework done, rock and roll. Yeah, mate, I'm on Euro time zone, so it's finally a friendly stream for you. Finally a friendly stream. But guys, we'll dive straight into it. But massive shout out to obviously OKX, who partnered with Craig and I at GC Crypto. Don't forget, they're in the link down below, and Yeet as well. We've got an airdrop very soon. 40% of that goes to the community. Sign up. We're in a comp this week, so if you sign up actually and you deposit, I think it's $100 or $1,000 on there. That also helps the team win potentially this week, because we'll be giving away. Well, there's a streamer comp going on, but at this moment of time, the other team that we're versing, GC, will be getting trades and volume, and you might walk away with a pretty profitable airdrop later in the year. But yeah, good to be back, guys. Good to be back. All right, let's dive in. So I've got a few tweets that I have shared. So let me just grab some of these. Here we go. And yeah, that should be sweet. Oh, it's all the customizations gone. I literally did all this yesterday, and it's gone out the window. Anyways, we're back. We'll run it back. Here we go. Slight edit. There we go. Amazing. All right, yeah, so let me know in the chat if you have any questions, any requests, guys. I'm more than happy to check it out. And I suppose just before we do dive in, I have dropped a massive discount on GTG. You can come and join us here, Greeny's Trading Group, GTG, some of the best trades in the world. We prepared for this, guys. We were in shorts over the past week or so. We got out of longs. We were in longs. We took some L's on that last week, and then we moved into some shorts, and we were absolutely printed over the past few days. And we've obviously built a community that sort of talks through this, guys, okay? We have a 60 to 70% win rate over the past 2 years across all crypto opportunities. So sign up, down below on YouTube. You can sign up, or it's obviously in my link tree if you're on Twitter as well. But yeah, come and trade in GTG, guys. Yeah, I walked away with this. Man, I should have set 100. I mean, 100 wouldn't have hit, so I actually wouldn't have TP'd on this. But I'm very happy with this short that we took over the past couple of days as well. But yeah, look at this. We've been absolutely winning. Absolutely winning. So yeah, love to see it. And we accept, hey, no trader wins 100%. So we talk about that all the time. All right, but enough of that. Let's talk about the $19 billion that got liquidated. So let's have a look here. So I've done a space. So in COVID, guys, we saw a 1.2 billion, which is quite a think about. COVID is by far probably outside of maybe tariffs early this year, and obviously the FTX crash as well. But COVID is easily probably the biggest mass event that we've seen for a while. You got to remember, I think the big difference here is the amount of liquidity that's involved in crypto now. So thus the liquid higher, hence why it is, like 15x the amount of liquidations compared to COVID crash. We'll also talk about why maybe there was $20 billion nearly lost in liquidations. I believe what I've read is an Oracle API issue, but we'll talk about that later in the stream. If you guys have any news that you know, let me know down below as well, and we can chat about that. But yeah, basically, $19.16 billion, $16 billion in longs. And as I said last week, I was looking for longs. I saw a lot of weakness, and I actually did a stream with GTG, so the group, and I actually made that public 2 days ago on my YouTube channel. So if you come over to my channel, And if you have a look through this, hold on, let me find it. So if you come over to the channel, I actually did this here 3 days ago. I did this outlook, and we talked about, okay, well, what's happening right now in the markets. We had a look. We talked through some of the biggest airdrops that I'm still farming. I don't think these airdrops go away, but we talked macro chances of swing failure patterns on BTC on monthly, on the 3 day, on the 5 day, and on the daily. There's a lot of weakness at that all-time high. So it's no surprise to see us fall through. Obviously, there was other catalysts. We had the Trump, obviously, tariff news with China, and obviously the liquidations, which we'll talk about briefly shortly as well. But just to be, like, again, we were positioned for this. We were aware of downside risk. We keep it real in GTG. We make sure that we are prepared for downside risk. Hey, that is the biggest lesson. Like, this is my 9th year in crypto. The biggest lesson I can teach you guys is to prepare that price can also go down. I see literally 95% of the crypto timeline on Twitter, even YouTube. Everything is bull posting. Everything is up only. Okay, we're going to see price go up. We're going to, BTC's going to 200K, ETH's going to 7K, Solana's going to $300. Like, guys, price goes down. It's as simple as that. Price goes up, price goes down. So you need to be aware. Why not hypothesize? Okay, BTC going to 100K. Why not hypothesize the downside risk as well? You need to think about it. If you really, 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 really want to make it long-term in crypto, check out GTG because we talk about this. But more importantly, understand that price goes up and price goes down. Particularly Ethereum. Like, that's the big key as well. Like, with Ethereum, because it's been up 2.5x, guys, in the space of about 3 to 4 months, of course it needed to consolidate. So, inevitably, it has. It's come down. It's corrected a little bit. We'll look at the charts very shortly. But these are the guys to learn on all these streams, on the content I've been doing now for a couple of years. I really hope you guys can start to at least understand where I come from and why I really ensure that it's better to prepare for the downside risk than it is to hypothesize just bull targets all the time. Is everyone was like, October. We've actually started off red this month. As you can see here, we're currently -1 to the downside. This is the first negatives. I mean, we're only 11 days in, so everything could change, obviously. The first time we've been negative in October since 2018. So again, if you have a look here, Q4 is historically one of the most bullish times in history for Bitcoin and crypto and everything in general in this ecosystem. But right now we are starting out the gate with a bit of a liquidation flush. And I think the main takeaway is, and Kobe put it out really good, like one of the OGs, Kobe, really put it out there. But basically, don't let a liquidation event sort of change your opinion on your bullish bias, like the long term. Okay, crypto is here to stay. There's no doubt about it. But at this point in time, we had $20 billion of leverage just liquidated. And I think a lot of people, they think leverage is a way to get rich quick. It is literally the opposite. Okay, let me zoom in. It is a little bit zoomed out. Let me zoom in. Okay, there we go. And let me go back to October. There. It's literally the opposite. Okay. What happens? Now I've lost my chain of thought. Leverage. Leverage is a tool. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Leverage is a tool. Too many people use it as a gambling habit, kind of like the meme coin space. So you need to understand it's a tool. If you don't know how to use it as a tool, check out GTG. As I said before, we literally will teach you how to understand how to use leverage in a range of different ways. But as I said before, first, it's red now for now. But first, red October that we've seen since. Do we go lower? Do we go higher? That is the actual question. Did I buy the dip today? I did dabble a little bit. I bought a little BTC. I bought a little Pengu. I bought a little Solana and Ethereum. We'll talk about why I did that. And I am prepared that we could go lower. And I think that's a key as well. I don't think that maybe the low isn't in. Okay. And this, again, it's over a weekend. Weekend price action is always dodgy. We often see a Sunday dump as well. So we'll talk about all that as well in the stream. But if you have any questions, guys, let me know down below. Smash the sub if you're new here on the YouTube. Appreciate all the love. It's good to be live. I haven't been live for a while, so it's nice to be back talking with you guys. But $19 billion in liquidation. So biggest liquidation in history over the past 5 years in crypto, and probably in history in general. Because the other thing is after the breaking news of Trump calling out 100% tariff, now we obviously saw a massive liquidation. Not liquidation, but like withdrawal is the word I'm looking for. Withdrawal of liquidity out of the stock market. So it went down $1.6 trillion. Crypto itself lost 400 billion, I think, from memory. Let me have a look. We'll pull up the chart in a minute. It lost 400 billion. Let's pull that bad boy up. Here we go. So it lost 400 billion, I think, in the space of yesterday. I mean, it went all the way down. So, dude, 800 billion in the liquidation event, but obviously it's back up to about the 3.7 trillion mark. Again, I was asleep, so I woke up and I was like, everyone was fearful. Everyone's like, holy shit. Sui went to 50 cents. Pengu went to 0.05 cents. And yeah, so if you look here, over $500 billion is what we lost in the space of the past sort of week or so, which is pretty crazy, guys. That's a lot of money. And this is why I think a lot of people don't understand, like, oh, dude, CME's at 116. Oh my God, this is going to wake up at a gap next week. So that's something to be aware of as well. But guys, you got to, all these people talk about BTC going to like 250K. It's just not going to happen. Where's that liquidity going to come from? Where is the money in the investment? In the future, yes, don't get me wrong. I think BTC is definitely probably one of the best hedges against inflation, against currency deflation, against currency debasement. We could talk about that for ages, okay? And I mean, gold's at all-time highs. So, I mean, that's a great catalyst, and BTCs should be right up there with it. But I think the big reason you need to understand is BTC 200K is so much money. I spoke about this yesterday on my short live stream as well. But BTC to go to 200K, let's have a look. So right now, BTC, it was at 7th position yesterday, so it has lost a bit of market cap share against Amazon. But for it to go here, so basically it needs to nearly double. So that is let's say 2 trillion. It needs $2 trillion to go to 200K. Where's that money coming from? Can leave that with that. Where's that money coming from? So again, I'm not creating FUD. I'm not here to be a bear. I'm just here to be real. I think a lot of this is my 3rd cycle. I follow people on Twitter, on YouTube for a long, long time, but no one kept it real. No one kept it real. So it's nice that I try my best to keep it real with you guys, because that's the key over time. So yeah, these red green people, appreciate it. I don't know where you guys have spanned this in a TG chat from, but thanks for tuning in on the stream. But yeah, guys, so yeah, definitely be aware that there's a lot of liquidity that needs to the market for us to actually see a 200K Bitcoin. Now, a few things I did discuss yesterday on the stream as well. We got this massive sort of pattern, not pattern even as well. This massive trend, that's what I'm looking for, that we obviously at some point, again, key cycle, we obviously broke it. When was that? In January 2022. We then had a bearish retest in April 2022, and then that was pretty much the end of the bull cycle. So about there is what you're looking at, where it had that bearish retest. So I am waiting, obviously, for the first sort of break of this structure. We still have maintained it. So we actually haven't broken market structure yet on either BTC, on total crypto market cap. So that's why I still remain bullish, at least in the short to medium term. But at some point, this is going to break, okay? And if it does break and we can't get back above it, the top is in for me, okay? This is a big catalyst that I started to again, that's one way you could start to analyze it. The second way you could start to analyze it is that obviously we had bearish divergence last cycle. If we have a look, is it going to give me bearish divergence on this one? Yep, we have bearish divergence right there on the stochastic. So you have a lower high on the stochastic, but you have a higher high in price, and thus the bearish divergence on a macro high time frame. So let me just show you. So you have high in price, and you have a lower high in bearish structure here. Okay, there and there. Maybe, white's fine, but yeah, basically you can see there. So again, I'm looking for bearish divergences to form. So if we have a look here, RSI or stochastic momentum, both similar structures as well. This is, as you can see here, this is on the monthly time frame. We've got a higher high here on price, but we actually still have low forming, okay, on stochastic. So again, I'm very curious about where the month closes on, because that's the specific asset. But these are the sorts of things that I start to look out for, obviously, if the market is the top. So again, like I said before, I'm just a realist. I like to keep it away from FUD, away from speculation, and actually look at what price action is doing, what analytics are doing, okay, what fear is doing, all these sorts of things. And then that gives me a bit of inclination about, okay, well, what potentially is going to happen. Now, the crazy thing is VIX as well. This is crazy. So like basically, tariffs was the last time we saw a massive, this is volatility, right? So the volatility index, which is the VIX, this is the biggest candle we have seen basically since April, May this year, where the tariffs came in. So again, a massive catalyst, but again, nowhere near the volatility that we saw during the tariffs, during COVID, okay, and during other catalysts in the past as well. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Do we experience lower? Who knows? Does volatility expand even more? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, and if you look here, we did actually experience, again, this is on a monthly chart, so you didn't need to be aware of that. But yeah, maybe over the period of a couple of months here, we start to see real big expansion and volatility as well. So yeah, I mean, you've got to remember, guys, like we are in a bubble. Like crypto is basically at all-time highs. Sure, it's pulled back a little bit now, but it's at all-time highs. Gold's at all-time highs. Look at this, gold's at all-time highs. Silver's at all-time highs. Well, yeah, it just broke its all-time high. The stock market's at all-time highs. So if we look at the ASX 200's at all-time highs, Apple basically all-time highs, just rejecting there. Amazon just shy of all-time highs. Okay, Coinbase just shy of all-time highs. S&P 500 very much at all-time highs. Let me change the white so you guys can see. Look, at some point this bubble has to burst. Is it going to come sooner rather than later? Sorry, I don't know. Probably not. It probably does need maybe a year, maybe a little bit longer before we start to see it happen. But at least we're prepared for that downside. And I mean, again, we never know what sort of catalyst it could be. Okay, we had COVID in the past. We had the global financial crisis with housing property in the US in 2008. I was way too young to even experience that. So there's a lot to think about, and there's a lot to be aware about in the market. But yeah, pretty crazy, guys. If we have a look at this as well, crypto fear and greed index, we were in greed yesterday and last week, and we are now in fear. Now, historically, if it is a bull market, which I still maintain bullish bias, as I've just shown you because of price action and what's happening there. But if we're in a bull market, buying fear is alpha and selling greed is alpha. So next time we're in greed, take some profits. I mean, doesn't necessarily have to be extreme greed. If you have a look at here, historically, it's always been very close to a top, or at least a local top, not the cycle top, but a local top. So if you have a look here, okay, when we top hit, end of 2020, yeah, massive top there. Okay, 2021, the start of 2021 was quite bullish. This here in the middle was about August as well, up to October. Again, if you sold any times during this, you probably walked away profitable. If you sold during fear, you bought during fear, you probably walked away profitable if you took some profits up in euphoria. So try and keep it as simple as possible. Buy fear, sell greed. Again, no financial advice to do this for education purposes only. But guys, it's pretty simple to try and as simple as alpha as I can sort of describe it is buy fear and sell greed. So yeah, I mean, look, it's fearful today. We probably have fear for the next week or so is what I'd say. But yeah, that's at least my perspective right now of what I think price action could potentially do. But yeah, really interesting. Craig and I were talking about this in GTG this morning, actually, is does Trump come out and say that it's a bluff and it was just like a bit of a scare in the market, kind of like what he did early in the year, where he's like tariff on every single country, and then pretty much came out and said, nah, you've got 90 days to fix it. And then pretty much everything after that was like, oh yeah, well, no more tariffs. So does he bluff? I mean, Easy put out a post just before about prediction markets. So right now it's only 23% chance on Polymarket that there will actually be 100% tariff on China within this next sort of 3 weeks or so. So, I mean, like Polymarket's been pretty accurate most of the time, at least with the sentiment and understanding of where we could potentially be. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you reckon the tariff news is a bluff, or do you reckon it's actually going to happen? Who knows? Let's see. Is this better? Is that better? So you guys can read more? Maybe that's better. Can I make this a little bit bigger? No. I swear I used to be able to customize this. No. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now we're talking. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Perfect. We are good. Let's go. That's what I wanted. All right, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Sorry, just opening the window for a bit of fresh air. Okay. So Kale says tariff is 100% a bluff. Look, based on history, one would argue yes. One would argue yes. All right, so let's look at price action and what's actually happening. So the first chart I want to bring up is the chart that I put on Twitter yesterday. Is actually this is the monthly, and what we have here is a parabolic support structure. Now, if we just ignore this for now, and we look at the actual candle here, that shows me a lot of indecision as well. We obviously had the massive liquidation event. We obviously had a lot of people taking profit and a lot of people shorting the high. So a lot of indecision here with this doji candle right now. So first thing. But secondly, this is a very strong structure, okay? So at some point, a structure like this, again, it doesn't have to fit perfectly. It's still the trend. Your trend is a friend until it is not your friend. And if you look back at history, like we obviously have parabolic price action for a long period of time. But then over time, okay, eventually it starts to be over leveraged. We start to be like trying to beat the trend, and sure enough, the trend breaks. Okay, so let me just click this up a little. There we go. There we go. There we go. At some point, we get to this top here where it gets really vertical. We start to experience slowdown of price, exhaustion of price. Sellers start stepping in. People start taking profit. All these sorts of things. Macro hasn't really shifted. When I talk about macro, I mean expenses, cost of living, all that sort of stuff. So, dude, I don't know. It's a time to be cautious. So I am stabled up a lot at the moment, mainly luckily due to me being traveling. But I have been trying to trade. Like BNB memes had a bit of a season. We obviously saw Asta airdrop come out as well. So yeah, there's a lot to consider at the moment. And there's a lot of opportunities out there. I think you just got to be plugged in to what's actually happening. Let me try and log into Asta right now. I want to see if my airdrop has changed. And we'll talk about some of the airdrops, talk about price action. If you have any charts that you'd want me to look at, guys, we'll do it. We'll try and keep this stream nice and short as well. I don't want to be going for too long, but I can probably go for an hour or so. Okay. But I can look at any meme coin charts now. My Asta commission, no, my Asta claim is still the same. Still the same. Disappointing. All right. So yeah, BTC, I don't know. If we look at a separate chart, this is obviously price action. Here, this is the range I've been looking at for a while. So we obviously didn't even dip to 100K. So this is the bottom of the range. Deviation here, retap there way back in June. Deviation above. Again, why is this my range? If you look at a weekly, we did have a weekly close there last week, but we've just basically shut the bed straight through that weekly close already. Again, is that a sign of exhaustion? I don't know. Maybe. So big level here, 120 remains the big level for me on the high time frame, and then also on the high time frame, 100K. And then obviously the 0.5 range is around that 109, 110K range, which is where I took profit on my short yesterday as well. Or overnight, not even yesterday. But yeah, so if we do look on the high time frames, I mean, the momentum indicator as well. Let me pull that over so it's nice and easy for you guys to see. Let me get rid of that one. Don't need that at the moment. Again, please bear with me. I'm on a laptop. But yeah, momentum, like we are just above or below the pivot. So does this trend continue down? Maybe. Volatility is quite expanded. So we still have room to the downside. Volatility could expand here as well on the weekly. So yeah, watch what happens with the weekly close. That's why I'm not no leverage trades at the moment. I bought a little bit of spot just to have exposure again. Again, not much, only a very small portion. But even the 5-day, okay, you got momentum to the downside. We're below the 114 pivot, which means probably continuing to the downside, at least if it does close there in what's that, about 34 hours time. 3 days, well, also closes in about 34 hours time. It is above the pivot though. So maybe we do continue here, but this could be another lower high here again. Are we starting to see slowdown? We have, we have 3 high highs and we have 3 lower highs too. Is that bearish divergence there starting to form on a high time frame as well on the 3-day chart here? So there's a lot of signs for me of exhaustion at this high, a sweep of the liquidity as well. I don't know. Maybe I've cleaned up that chart since I did the stream the other day. But basically, we swept the highs. Let me just, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. But we swept the highs and we failed to keep them, okay? So for me, I was like, well, that's quite bearish, okay? So again, if you look at the weekly, we swept the high, swing failure on the weekly, okay? 5-day as well, swept it, took the liquidity down to the downside. 3-day, we swept it. Look at this. This is what I mean. I mean, this was all, what, 3 days, 4 days ago, 5 days ago. No, 3-4 days ago. And so there was a lot of reasons why I was closing my longs and why we in GTG were like, no, let's protect the downside risk. Let's look at what's happening here. Swing failure pattern could be happening here. I even put it on Twitter. So, hey, I don't even token gate it to just GTG. I talk about it publicly as well. So follow me at Greeny Trades if you don't on Twitter already, if you're watching on YouTube. But basically, yeah, what we saw there was swing failure patterns on several high time frames. Even on the daily, we look at it, like all time frames, weekly, 5-day, 3-day, day, multiple. Earlier in the week, we had swing failures on all this. Grabbed the liquidity. We went all the way to 126. Shout out to Craig, who publicly put it on Twitter that he took some profit. Got absolute hate for it. Another sign that a lot of people are over leveraged, overexposed, aren't thinking from a realistic point of view. Okay. And yeah, sure enough, we shut the bed. Again, is that the reason? No, but these are the sort of signs that you look out for as a trader. If you want to make it long-term, you need to zoom out. A lot of people yesterday were still like, Greeny, like we've dipped to 116. The 4-hour looks good here. It's bouncing off a key level. I said, yeah, but bro, what about the weekly? What about the 5-day chart? Okay. a lot of people don't understand the benefit of understanding the macro major trends. So I'm talking the 3-day, the 5-day, the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly. How often do you guys look at a quarterly chart? I look at this chart all the time. Again, another doji candle. Are we getting exhaustion here? Look at the candles last cycle. Exhaustion here, okay? Big sell-off. Big sell-off to the downside. Bang. Okay, the next quarter was horrific. Is that what Q1 next year is going to look like? Who knows? Who knows? Again, speculation. I'm not here to speculate. I'm just looking at what price action is doing because technicals do not lie. So these are the sort of things that I like to look at on high time frames to make sure that I am prepared and thus helping as many people in GTG as possible. So yeah, again, Greeny, what levels are you watching now? Well, I did buy a bit of BTC this morning at about 111. I bought a little bit of ETH this morning, and I bought a little bit of Solana, and I bought a little bit of Pengu as my sort of degenerate, more risk sort of play. Dude, I can't believe how low some of these charts will. We'll look at them very shortly. Retire, bro. What market cap is Retire at? Maybe I'll look at it in a bit. I remember when Memecoins were just absolutely frothing. Let's have a look. What market cap is it at? So, it's above 10 mil. Hey, it's above 10 mil, but it's absolutely dumb. I mean, the biggest lesson you got to learn too is Memecoins are really struggling. Memecoins have really struggled recently. Not necessarily with price action, but just with volume. There's been no traders. No one's keen over there anymore. It's just been a dead trend for a long, long time. And I generally haven't touched. I'll trade futures on Memecoins, like the majors, like Mog and Pengu and I wish I could leverage trade Rect actually, but you can't. What else do I trade? Like, yeah, Bonk and stuff, like the major Farcoin as well. Like, I'll trade all those, but look, low caps, it just hasn't been where you want to be. Has not been where you want to be. All right, so yeah, if we have a look at this, I can make this a bit smaller. That looks way better. There we go. I could probably make myself a little bit. Oh no, how big do we want it? We want the logos. Yeah, I don't know why it always resets. So annoying. Anyways, apologies. All right. Customize as well, make myself just a little bit small. Oh no, that's probably about there. That's good. All right, sweet. Yeah, I know. B Epic says, yeah, Sui was crazy. Yeah, bro. We'll look at that. No, we'll look at alts in a minute. And do you have predictions? No, I don't like to predict because, hey, no one can tell you what's going to happen. And anyone that's telling you what's going to happen, probably an easy unfollow. But pretty simple as that. So yeah, that's probably my main sort of thesis there. Okay. Bro, I lost with Memecoins many times. Bro, well, as soon as if you start to lose on a strategy, okay, here's the lesson. If you started to lose on a strategy, so I traded Memecoins from basically mid-2023 on Ethereum all the way through to about the start of this year. And I'm a trader, right? So this is my job. I started to no longer have an edge in terms of actual trading, in terms of actual understanding what price is going to do, what volume is going to do, because it was manipulated. And Solana was manipulated. Then we had obviously Trump, we had Argentina, we had that African country drop one. We had so much, right, that came out at the start of this year. And again, this is experience that I can't teach you guys, but I'm trying to educate you about it. But basically, we had all those catalysts at the start of this year, and I was like, you know what? Like, I've lost my edge. If I've lost my edge, then that means the majority of people won't be able to trade effectively in the meme coin space anymore. And I mean, like, going in there and day trading, because you used to be able to do that. Throughout 2024, it was very easy to go because there was just so much volume, so much like traders were focused. So strapped from the market, and people will burn. So if you're meme coins at the start of this year and only really focused on the leverage side of it, and that was one of the best decisions I made all cycle because I protected risk, and that's the theme of this stream is understanding to protect downside risk. Okay? Price can go up, but price can go down, and so be aware of that. Okay. So B Epic says Sui was crazy. We'll look at the Sui chart shortly. We'll look at the Sui chart. We'll look at the XRP. We'll look at Sol. End of year, I don't know. I still maintain bullish bias, as I said, Scotty. Big week ahead. Big week or two ahead. What does Trump do? Is there any news about what actually caused this event? Was it an Oracle issue? Oh, we haven't even looked at the Oracle. I was going to bring that up. Yeah, sorry. Is it an Oracle issue? Was it a DEX issue? Was it a central exchange issue? Was it a market maker? Like what happened? Okay, let's have a look. So I read this morning. I don't know who Marty Party is. They got a lot of followers. Yeah, I don't know. I assume, yeah, computer scientist. So he's done a bit of research. He's saying, I think maybe a basic conspiracy dreamed up. Yeah. Aggregates. Okay, so I'm just reading the comments to see what people have taken. DeFi, noticing Binance use. Okay, yeah. Anyways, again, who knows? Was it was it Binance? Was it manipulation from something? Was it a market maker blowing up like Wintermute? Who knows? Because it was liquidity that got strapped. Okay, that's why prices went so low, because there were no buyers stepping in. All the longs got liquidated. All the shorts got liquidated. And that's why we saw $19 billion, which is crazy. So, but again, basically oracles, they determine price action, and it's manipulated. So here we go. A dominant centralized exchange dollar price was either manipulated or glitched. It could be a dominant exchange like Binance, Coinbase, or Bybit. The glitch would have instantly reflected in the Oracle network and caused every perpetual contract to liquidate longs and shorts to hit liquidity boundaries, causing them to close under duress. Hence why things like SUI went down 67 in a single candle. But the blockchains had zero issues. In fact, they handled the DeFi swapping and trading flawlessly. As Crypto One centralized systems failed. I don't know. Of mass selling of crypto to trigger this cascade. Yeah, only the post event of the glitch. So I don't know. Again, I've read several things. So who knows what is actually the catalyst? Nothing has really come out just yet to confirm what it was. So I mean, I'm just, look, I'm reading through it as well. So DJ and Binance CEO says last 24 hours have been turbulent for crypto market, and I know many of you face challenges on our platform. Oh, I'm truly sorry. Oh, it's probably because of the traders, right? Because they got liquidated. GSR, OTC desk remains extremely active and able to handle client requests. We continue to provide liquidity across most tokens with modest quote adjustments amid the extreme volatility. That's wild. A lot of people putting bets on Polymarket at the moment. That's pretty crazy. Some of my top traders that I follow, Crypto Chase and XO and Co. Yeah, not much from them either. So, nothing, guys. There's nothing out there yet that has really provided clarity about what actually happened. So, we'll wait and see. Am I just doing trading? Well, yeah, I trade everything. I'm currently farming a lot of airdrops right now. I think that's probably the most upside that I have. It means less time, less liquidity that you need to worry about. And I think it has potentially the highest upside, at least from an ROI perspective, outside of probably spot. I think buying a dip like that, I mean, if you caught the dip, let's look at prices. So look at these candles, guys. It's absolutely nuts. Here we go. So BTC. So this is BTC. So BTC in the space of, let's have a look. We'll go look at this in every candle. So this just shows you the dominance of BTC, just by the way. So BTC went down in the space of 6:50 a.m. Again, I don't know what time frame this is on. This is still on my Brisbane time, so back home in Australia. So I didn't actually get to capture this. But anyways, I was asleep. But it went down 13%. So basically about a $16,000 move in the space of about half an hour, which is pretty crazy to think about. So that was BTC. ETH went down, and just look at the percentages too. So ETH only went down as well, only 13%. So it went from 4K down to 3.4K, which I actually really like that 3.4K range on ETH, and we'll look at that shortly. Solana, another one that I bought today, mainly just because these are the majors, right? Solana, and this is what you're going to notice, guys, as we go down the risk curve, the percentages and the altcoins are just going to be wrecked, okay? So 17% or just shy of 18% for Solana in the space of about half an hour. Hyperliquid, oh my God, look at that for a week. But Hyperliquid in the space of, I don't even know, half an hour went down 50%. Oh, no liquidity on that bad boy. Binance as well. Let's have a look at this bad boy as well. Binance went down 30%. So Hyperliquid was worth. Asta as well, absolutely capitulated. I was in a short. It got stopped out. I'm so furious. Anyways, it is what it is. Asta went down 47%. Where's Sui? Yeah, this one got absolutely cooked. So Sui, bang, went 82%. How does that happen? Dude, okay. What I'm trying to articulate here is this. Like, I would have loved to be awake. I would have got pinged on my phone to have alerts set up. You don't get opportunities like that very often. You don't. I mean, that was a mass liquidation event. Mass liquidation event. And look at that. You could have literally made a 2.5x on one of the top blockchains out there in the space of about an hour. It's crazy. Yeah, so we did get rugged, but it's back to price action, which it was previously trading at about 2.6. So, dude, Pengu was another one that got absolutely wrecked. Where's XRP? Oh, dude, I haven't even looked at this chart. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this. Oh my God. XRP is just as bad. 70%. Oh my God, bro. But see, this, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say you're not going to catch the bottom. Okay. Say you catch this wick here. You're still up like 45%. That's what I mean. Like, so often again, I highly recommend you don't try and knife catch. That is one of the worst strategies that you can have in crypto. Okay. So please understand that. But opportunities where there's liquidation events don't come around very often because, as you just see here, you can make a lot of upside from those potential moves. So Pengu, this one's crazy, bro. Let me pull out the chart. But Pengu went from, oh my God, 80% as well. Oh, it went from 2.8 cents to 0.05. Oh my God. I would have licked my lips, bro. And I had my stop loss. I put a post up this morning. A lot of people were like, oh, Greeny, didn't you just buy 100K Pengu? And I said, yeah, but I also had a stop loss in place. Where's my tweet? Where's my tweet? Let me find it for you guys. Come on, tweet. Where you at? Because a lot of people, and I think this is a bit important lesson in itself as well. I was very bullish on price action, and we'll look at Pengu chart very shortly as well. But you need to have a stop loss. If you're allocating $100,000 to a trade, you need to have a stop loss. So here we go. Keeping it real with you all. Had 100K in Pengu literally a couple days ago. Yeah, I bought it maybe a week ago, and then I bought some last week as well. But I had a stop loss in place because that's a lot of money. And you never know what can happen in crypto. We just saw it went down 80%. It would have been fine because it was a spot buy. Okay, so it would have been fine. But smart traders always protect size. It broke. I got stopped out overnight, and I lost less than 10% on the trade. The price is already 25% lower than my entry. Would have loved to catch the whip all the way down at 0.05, but I was sleeping. The takeaway, every trade needs invalidation. No ego, no emotions, just protection. That's how you win long term. So yeah, basically, yeah, this little white line here had about 2.9 cents was my stop loss, low time frames, and sure enough, that hit overnight, and I saved myself a lot of downside risk. Well, 25%, it's down 20, so that's $25,000 I protected. So when you're dealing with bigger size, even small size, hey, it's all relative. It is all relative, okay? No matter if you're dealing with $100, if you're dealing with 1,000, you're dealing with 10,000 or $1 million, whatever it is, it's all relative, guys, okay? All relative. And that's what you need to understand. Like a lot of people go, oh, like Greeny, like, oh man, like I worry about this amount of money. I'm like, bro, think about it as percentages, okay? The biggest lesson. Wait, Farcoin went to 90 million. Oh my God. Yeah, it could have been manipulation. Who knows? It could have been a leverage flush. Who knows? Could have been CZ. Who knows? Yeah, centralized exchange were down too. Yeah, well, that's why you have stink bids. That's why I put stink bids out, because you just never know what can happen. Let's have a look. Reading through. Farcoin went to 90 mil. That's crazy. Let's look at that chart. But yeah, basically, like, look, you've got to have your invalidation because you never know what can happen. And the top could be in. Hey, I'm not calling. I think I'm quite bullish here. I still maintain bullish bias. And I mean, this is still a bull flag. You want to see this hold. You can basically ignore this wick now because that's not authentic price action is the first real takeaway. But yeah, big level for Pengu to hold here. I did, as I said before, bought a bit this morning, about 2-3 cents. So slightly under where I bought this morning. But Farcoin, let's look at it. Oh my God, bro, dude, Farcoin went to 10 cents. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Literally, it's gone from $1 to 10 cents. Oh, dude, this is a great example of knowing when a trade is slowing down. Here we go. Again, how do I know? You're looking at price action. Okay, let's watch. So again, let's go higher time frame. So monthly. Oh, the monthly is not really going to give us so weekly. Okay, weekly. Let's look here. Okay, we got multiple touches here. Okay, this is our trend. Okay, the trend. I broke out. Okay, retest. Bang, we went crazy. Retest, we bumped. Okay, retest here. We broke through. We had now a lower high. This is the first sign of exhaustion. Okay, and again, we took this trade. I got into Farcoin at 290 mil back here. Okay, I think it wasn't this low, but at this first high low, I got in about this range here. And we traded up to 1.5. This is a nice 5x trade. Okay, very simple, very nice. Bearish divergence, probably, I don't know. I can't remember. Probably not enough price history here on the week. But yeah, no, definitely bearish divergence. You got lower highs. Okay, lower highs on RSI and higher highs on price action. But this one here is a big lesson to everyone here. It's this lower high here that never got back into the trend. Okay, the trend here is your friend. Okay, bang, bang, bang. We broke the trend. Okay, that's the difference there. I mean, you could even, no, we're not going to talk about that. But then you broke the trend. This high here, you want to see it get reclaimed and continue the trend. But we didn't. Lower high. Sometimes the best setups are where they actually come and retest it. And then bang, you short that. Okay, stop loss above here and down towards the outside. It's one of my favorite short setups that we did. I did on that on MOG back in 2024. Got slammed on the timeline. But it was right. So yeah, because I understand that price goes down and price goes up. So that's a big lesson. Apologies for the helicopter if you can hear that. But yeah, so it's pretty crazy, guys, as well. What coin would you recommend as a pop short high return that could go bad, but that could go bad, but confident it will do good? George, I don't even understand your question, legend. But hit the sub. If you're new here, hit the sub. Appreciate the love. JT, GM legend, how are you, brother? How are you, mate? Good to see you on the stream. Can you show us SXP69? Yes, we can have a look at that. It's right here as well. So it had a massive breakout. Let me just clear this for now. Big breakout. We'll go 3-day. Big, nice, again, similar structure to Pengu, a bull flag or a bull wedge or a bull pennant, whatever you want to call it. Okay, all the way down here. We broke out. We had, again, a lower high on a higher time frame sense. And now it's back in the range. So is this an opportunity? I don't know. If the market holds up, it's back above its golden pocket here. Is this a higher low? Well, yeah, current candle structure here on the daily, is showing strength above the 618. Can it break out again? Well, yeah, if buyers are stepping in, yeah, absolutely it could. But am I interested in this? No. Kobe put it really, I'll try and find Kobe's tweet. Maybe, I think Zeneca retweeted it. Let me have a look. But Kobe had a really nice tweet. Here we go. Okay. So probably one of the most severe, and this guy's, if you don't know who Kobe is, one of the most, if you watch him on YouTube, never heard of him, he's one of the most goated crypto traders, investors, people of all time. Been around a long, long time. So probably one of the, and he took a long time off tweeting, but he's back. Probably one of the most severe flushes I've ever seen on altcoins. And that's a big lesson here as well, is what I've learned recently, is that altcoins have really been suffering lately. Okay. Memecoins as well. I'll throw Memecoins in the same bag as altcoins. And it's like outside of obviously the trends like Asta, Avantis, a few other ones like that. Even XLM and HBAR a few months ago, they went pretty crazy. XRP, okay. They've all had little cycles, but nothing has maintained strength since basically Solana. Solana from the bear market to about, again, end of last year to the start of this year was the only thing that's maintained something this whole cycle of strength. Even Ethereum, okay? This is what I mean. It's been so rotational. You need to understand how the trends are working. You need to understand what's happening on a macro sense so that you can prepare for the downside risk, okay? And if you don't get that, join a group like GTG where someone like me, Craig, whoever it is, any community member in there who have way more experience or you can ask questions about, will help you navigate the crypto journey. Our goal in GTG is to fast track your journey. Drop the huge discount sale down below. Come and join us. We've had a few people join already today. So good to see, because my goal is to help educate as many people as possible. Let's read back to the tweet. So probably one of the most severe flushes I've ever seen on altcoins. Didn't even imagine alts had this much leverage in them. And that's the key. Why did Sui go all the way down? Way too much leverage. It feels like someone got hit very hard. Again, like we said earlier, was it an Oracle? So was it Pith? Was it Link? Or was it a centralized exchange like Binance or Bybit or Coinbase? Or was it a market maker like Wintermute? Who knows? Nothing's come out just yet. So we will see a larger body float to the surface. Might be a couple weeks' time. Like I said, we haven't seen anything unless show me now. We don't know. Good reminder to myself to own. This is the part I want to talk about. Good reminder to myself to own things that I'm actually bullish on. That is the key. But not just like bullish, like not just like, what's the word? Not just speculation, hype. Oh, price go up, bro, because this community person talked about, because this influencer or this coal or whatever you want to call it is talk about. Actual bullish like utility. Let's call it utility. Okay. That is the key. And that's the real key that I'm stepping away. I went like this morning, I was like, okay, well, we've had a big dip. I'm going to allocate some of the portfolio. What am I going to buy? I looked at the market. I was like, well, BTC is the obvious play. Okay. Store of wealth. Okay. Even more than that. It's a strong asset. It's outpaced everything else over the past 10, 15 years. Why wouldn't it do the same? Basically, ETH and Solana. Everyone's building on Ethereum and Solana. DeFi and Solana and ETH is going huge. Okay, I double a bit there. Then I went more risk. Luca, Pudgy Penguin team. How can I fade that? I already own a Pudgy Penguin. What else am I going to buy? Pengu. So I bought a bit of Pengu this morning as well. More risky, of course. It could go way lower. As we just saw, it went down 80%. Could it go lower? Yeah, absolutely. But that was my risk, okay? So I'm actually bullish on these because of the fundamental teams, the fundamental technology, the utility behind it, or the actual adoption in terms of revenue, in terms of transactions, in terms of addresses that are used in these things. These, again, technicals aside, I'm very much a technical trader, but I'm a fundamental and analyst as well. You want to be a smart trader uses both. Okay? A smart trader understands the fundamentals and a smart trader understands the technicals as well, okay? And again, we talk about this all in GTG every single week for the past 2 years. Join us down below. warp.com link. Come and join us. Big sale on. Now, some charts look like they will never recover, whereas some things look like buyable for the first time in a while. Ethereum would probably be back. I bought Ethereum at 1,800 and Craig and I bought it at 2.1K. Ethereum at about 3.4K was a really nice area that I liked. Okay. Now, when everyone is making hilarious amounts of money, again, I wasn't seeing that per se, but Asta and stuff, there was a lot of liquidity that was injected from obviously those airdrops and whatnot as well. But when everyone's making a hilarious amount of money, I'm always tempted to start using leverage again. Okay. It's almost impossible to fight the feeling that you're not going to make enough or everyone else is outpacing you. So this is the big lesson here is people started to, it was obvious that there was a few trends out there. So everyone starts to over leverage. So they start to tug into the emotions and they start to go, well, hold on. Person F over here is just made $6,000 on this meme coin. Okay. Person A over here just made $10,000 on an InfoFi project. This person over here just shorted the shit out of a meme coin and made $50,000. This person over here just walked away with a $7 million P&L on a trade that went absolutely crazy, like XBL, for example, out the gate. Okay. When you're surrounded, and this is the key where you need to evaluate this and step away, when you're surrounded by wealth, when you're surrounded by people who only have a bull post on Twitter, you need to understand that as well. That's why I like what I try to do. I take the high road. I try and keep it as real as possible. If you're surrounded by that, you start to over leverage. And that's what the catalyst was today. Everyone was over leveraged. Okay. Whether it was an Oracle issue with the API, who knows? Who knows? But everyone starts to borrow too much leverage. So everyone starts to edge that little bit further. Okay. Oh, if I keep DCAing into this trade, it's going to run it back. It's going to go high. Okay. I'm going to capture the bottom and it's going to send me up. It's going to be a $10,000 trade turned into 100K. It's the mindset. It's literally the biggest lesson you can learn in crypto is the emotional understanding of crypto. Okay. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, obviously, a big shout out to, I put a tweet out myself as well earlier today. If you're not okay, send me a DM. Happy to chat. A few members in GTG had a chat with me this morning, which is great. But yeah, reach out. More than happy. DMs always open. I do read all my DMs. If you're a scammer in my DMs, I'm obviously not going to reply to you. If you have a genuine question, I will reply to you, no matter your account size, no matter your experience. That's the goal. I'm an educator in the space, and that's my what I try to aim to do. So yeah, if you did struggle today, I know a few people publicly posted that they were down about 15% of their portfolio. Some people lost 6 figures on leverage and whatnot. So yeah, my DMs are always open. Obviously, if you're a GTG member, of course, send me a message and we can talk directly as well. But personally, as Kobe says here, I'm concentrating my bags into things I'm happy to own for the next few years. And that's the key as well. Pengu, it's not going away. Pudgy Penguin's not going away. Luca's not going away. One of the biggest brands of crypto. I'm happy to allocate here at that risk. And he's shedding the fat. So as I said, like some of these other protocols, some of these other chains, some of these other tokens, like they've been going horrible. And a liquidation event like this just shows you no one's buying that. Okay, so those are the sorts of things to realize that some of these assets that we do own out there are not for the long term. So yeah, days like today are much easier for me if I think my bags will bounce back, and much worse if I'm losing money owning things I don't even believe in. That's the key. If you're in a meme coin, if you're in an NFT, if you're in whatever it is, an altcoin from last season, and it didn't bounce back yet, or you have no faith in it, or you can't actually label to me, you can't describe it, you can't write it out, you can't talk to your family about why you're actually holding that asset, cut it. Not financial advice, but why the hell are you holding that trash? Think about that. Don't let leverage blow up. This is the key. Don't let leverage blow up dictate your long-term views. The future is bright. Good things come. Good things to come. Patience is rewarded. And I think that's the big lesson here as well. And I stress patience every week. I stress patience every single week. All right, cool. Dogecoin, let's have a look at it. It had a huge dump as well. It's lost this trend here. I personally wasn't looking. I did think it was going to come back down. It didn't show a lot of strength here. I think the big lesson as well is volume. Volume, even though we had a massive event here, volume still, and this is on Blowfin, so smaller exchange, but volume's still been trending down. Let's look at BTC and stuff as well. It's a big reason for me. We finally had a big seller's candle here. But this is the largest volume we've seen on BTC in a long, long time. Literally, look at this. I mean, let's go to the monthly and look at volume, okay? Let me get price up. This is another concern of mine. Volume represents the amount of buyers and sellers out there. If volume's going down, there is no one interested in this market. I know ETFs. I wonder, actually, we should have a look at it. Oh, dude, the crash happened on a Friday night. Oh, dude, I wonder if, hold on. ETF selling next week is going to be massive. Let me try and find the link. Then we might wrap the stream. So if you have any questions, guys, let me know in the comments and I'll talk about it. But if not, we'll wrap the stream shortly. Tig, GM legend, GM, Matt, you might have some good clips from this video, bro. So go back and have a look after the live stream if you've only just joined. But thanks for jumping in. Be epic. I'll talk about NFTs as well shortly. So let's have a look here, guys, on ETFs. That's BTC. Let's change to USD. Yeah, see, okay. What'll be very interesting, look at the amount of green. Look at this. We've had green only on BTC since, what day is that? Since the end of September. We've had green only since the end of September. We saw a little bit of selling. Again, an absolute minute. You can't even, that's not even 1%, okay? What happens on Monday could be a lot of forced selling on the ETF side. So that'll be very interesting to see. Or it'll be, again, that'll be reflective of whether people actually are smart or not. Or it'll have a massive buy potentially because people are like, oh shit, BTC's down it was just at 126K last week and now it's at 112 or whatever it's at. Maybe that's a buy. So I think either way, we expect volatility out the gate on Monday. Trump's been coming out on the weekend all year saying stuff about tariffs, saying stuff about news. So I was about to say, wait till Monday for his news. No, he might announce it on his Truth Social tomorrow. So who knows? So I right now it's just a step back, avoid leverage for now. Let price sort of give us some key levels again because price has been reset. So you need to just ignore all the price action, ignore the candles, and actually look at what price is doing and allow it to, again, find a key level, kind of support resistance zones. Fibonacci levels as well are key. Like I said on BTC, it's in a range for me. Right now, it's in a range. Here we go. If we zoom in a little bit, in a range, let me get rid of that. Let's go down to the daily. So it's in a range here. Am I looking to swing trade this? Not really on a weekend. We obviously bounced legit off the 0.5 of the range. Again, this range, it might not look like a range, but on the high time frame, as I said before, for those people just joining the stream, here's the week. Here's the weekly. Let me clean this chart up. Again, apologies. I am on a laptop. Bear with me. I'll be home in 2 weeks' time. Super excited. But if you have a look here, hey, this is weekly range. Why? Because we've never had a weekly close above this area here throughout July into August, and then we had a deviation above. So that we could easily classify that as a deviation. Weekly close in 1 day, 10 hours. Very intrigued about what that is. This could be a bearish engulfing candle if we do close below about 111.9K. So very important level to watch in a weekly. So that's it. Yeah, in about 34 hours time. Very important level. If that's a bearish engulfing candle, probably means lower. Probably means lower. Or at least sideways for a bit. But yeah, so if you use your high time frame analysis, volume still coming down. Okay, another catalyst. Sellers and buyers are exhausted. And as you can see here, we bounced exactly off the level of the 0.5 range. Okay, let me just remove volume so it's a little bit cleaner. And let me tie this up. But yeah, basically we have bounced from the mid-range here of the whole range. Again, am I trading this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not on a weekend. Let's just see what happens over the next few days into the early start of next week and watch what Monday's range does and see what happens there. So yeah, big key level for me to watch right now. Be Epic asked about pudgy penguins and moonbirds. We will talk about that. Let me pull up OpenSea. I would hate to know how much money I've spent on OpenSea in terms of fees. Oh my God, pudgies are at 7.6. Holy bro. And Moonbirds at 2.7. Moonbirds are holding up very well. Dude, I'm nearly back to break even on my Pudgy Penguin. I'm happy to hold, but starting to get an area where I would like to de-risk potentially. Again, if the cycle's over, it's a trade. It's a trade. It's always a trade. Zcash, Otis, GM mate. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Hope you've been well. Yeah, Zcash is on an absolute heater, bro. I mean, if you look at this daily chart, what is this, bro? Like, it didn't even liquidate. Not liquidate, but it didn't even dump. It dumped like what? It dumped like what? $20? That's crazy. In terms of my thoughts on this chart, oh yeah, we look at pump as well. Floppy GM2 legend. Cappy says ETF buy. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that was it. I said either people are going to panic sell or people are going to not panic buy, but buy. They'll buy the dip. We'll look at Zcash. So you think it has staying power this cycle or the same old song and dance? I mean, Kobe actually, like that we've been talking about him. He actually came out and said that this cycle is different on Zcash as well. I mean, if you're in this from lower, I would not buy this chart. There's no way I'm buying this chart. Like, I mean, this doesn't have full history. So let's go back to like what would have full history? Probably Binance. I mean, it's at all-time highs. Take profit, bro. Take profit. If you're in this, if you're magically in this from lower, or if you caught this dip, whatever it is, you're up 2x or more. A strategy that's works for me all cycle is initials out of 2x, if not a little bit of profit, and walk away happy with your profits. Okay, we've been so rotational. Again, privacy coins are really starting to thrive. Okay, something like Dash also is, which is crazy for me to talk about. I haven't thought about Dash since 2017, but something like Dash has also gone crazy over the past few days. Something like XMR as well. Where is Binance? Something like XMR also done a bit of a rally. So I don't know. You don't want to be burned, bro. You don't want to be burned is the takeaway. Okay, so if you're in profit, sick. I would never buy a chart like this. I mean, like, I would never buy a chart like this. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. But yeah, so yeah, keep an eye on it. But yeah, GG's if you're in it. Congrats, huge trade. GM Cappy, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Had a bit of time this afternoon. Alrighties. Yeah, any other requests, guys? Let me know. But if you're new here, drop me a follow at Greeny Trades on Twitter and YouTube. Very much appreciate it. Keep it real with you guys. I keep it real with you guys. All right. And check out the links down below if you want to use some of the, GTG. I just dropped a huge sale in GTG. Cappy says, think some good buying opportunities to come. I agree. I mean, today, Elon tweeted meme pump. Oh, wait, did he tweet? Did Elon tweet about Zcash? Zcash. Did he? I don't know. I don't even follow the guy. Let's have a look. I do follow him apparently. I can't be bothered to. I'm not going to search for all of it. Anyways, Zcash. Any news yet? Let me just check. Okay, so Binance CEO Richard Tang came out and said, learn from what happened and is committed to doing better. I'm truly sorry to everyone who was impacted. They don't give a shit. They just made a shit ton of money. Oh, Crown's live as well. I actually want to watch. I'll go back and watch Crown. Highly recommend. One of my favorite influencers, if you want to call him that. One of my favorite traders in the space, Crown Crypto Cave. I've been following this guy since 2018. So that's what, 7 years? Absolute GOAT. Massive shout out to him. No. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to end the stream shortly, guys. But basically, last few requests. Send them through. Okay. Yeah. Look, we could go lower. Basically, the theme of today, we could go lower. I think I just want to see what price action does over the weekend. I want to see what happens with the weekly close. I want to then see what happens early in the week. Do we get any news from Trump and China or not? That's probably a big catalyst as well. That just gives me a bit of clarity about from a macro sense and a major economic sense as well. No one's talking about rates anymore. Hey, no one's talking about rates anymore. It's so funny, bro. So funny. Why is no one talking about rates? Hey, CT is hilarious place to be. All right, NFTs. Last topic. Pudgy Penguins. My entry is I'm down in Ethereum. Actually down see how early I was about 23K and they're at 29K. Jeez, they've suffered. That's crazy, bro. Like, if these get to like 6 or 5 ETH, I'd probably buy another Pudgy Penguin. Not even going to lie. How much is it now? 28K. Man, never thought Pudgies would go below 8 again. But that just shows, again, be prepared for him, guys. Again, are these leveraged? This is the key. Like, again, I haven't looked into NFTs specifically today, but are these leveraged? Is a lot of people over leveraged and now capitulating to the downside with blur contracts? I don't know. I need to reach out to a few people and see. Some of these sales, is some rare sales? Yeah, nothing really too outrageous. But if you look at blur bed, blur, wheat, blur. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, anyways, Pudgy Penguins, if they go lower, I'm very intrigued, very interested. Honestly, Moonbirds here, still very much like this. I don't mind this area at all. They're probably the only two NFTs I'm considering buying, except for Punks. Obviously, if Punks go to like 150K, I know it's a lot of money. It's the end of the cycle. No, I ignore that. If Punks go to 100, that's where I start to get interested. 100K again is pretty much where I sold mine because of the scam that I had earlier in the year. I'd buy Punk at 100K again. I think I'd actually nearly rather own a Punk than BTC. Hey, that's a bold take. That could be a clip. I'd rather at 100K, if they get there. I don't know if they get there. I don't think they will. But if Punks get to like 100, 120K, I would rather own that than one BTC at this point in time. With the catalysts that are coming up, I think you get a better opportunity longer term with Bitcoin, but I think you have higher upside with Punks, at least in the short to medium term. That's why. But yeah, very intrigued. I really like Moonbirds here. I also really like Pudgies if they come a little bit lower. I still own my Pudgy, so I'm not going to buy another one at this level. But if they do go sub 20K again, probably will be very interested in buying a Pudgy at that level. Punkstar strategy coins. Dude, that actually could be a shout. What did it capitulate? Let's have a look. Haven't looked at this chart since I got out of it. So it's 109K. Yeah, again, it's a leverage bet on NFT. So I personally wouldn't be buying this. I would want to see, you need, like, for this to actually work, you need NFT sales to occur for, like, again, they're listed at a premium. So they're not listed at floor, they're listed at a premium. So they have to sell. And I mean, with Punks specifically as well, that's the other thing. You got Punks OTC, which has bots, and he does, or she, I don't know, the team. Again, I'm not going to call them out the same manipulation, but they can alter listing prices and stuff as well. So am I interested in this? Not really at this point in time. And second to that point, the tax. Like dude, I probably spent thousands swapping in and out of this. Probably silly, but hey, it is what it is. Farmed a bit of OpenSea airdrop. Hopefully I'd be pretty happy if I got a sick NFT in my OpenSea chest, actually. Let's talk about that. So airdrops, I think I did an airdrop video recently. How do I see my chest? Here we go. So yeah, so I'm currently on Sapphire chest and tier 2. I probably won't go higher than there. And I only own one Moonbird in my wallet right now. So yeah, I hope this cooks. I hope I get something cool. I mean, I'm trying to think how much I would have spent in fees. If I can get something that's worth like 10 grand, I'd be happy with that. I think that's pretty break even for me. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, I like that. But Punkster, not really interested here. I'd rather buy a Moonbird or a Pudgy Penguin than probably allocate the same equivalents to Punkster at these sort of levels. So we got an Abstract fan here as well. Do you think it's true? Okay, I want to talk about Abstract. That's actually a fair point. Hold on, let me just check. Hold up, 1 second. I'll be back in a sec. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I just need to check my phone because I'm with family. So I can go a little bit longer. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh no, chat. I need to catch up with chat. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Dan said, "Did I hear that you say?" Hold on. So Dan said, "Yeah, hold on. I'll bring it up on the stream." So, did I hear you say, Pudges, is this cycle trade for you and close to a sell level? Well, I mean, I've already made a lot of money on Pudges. You got to remember, I bought my first Pudgy in November 2024 and got Pengu airdrop. I swing traded little Pudgies, I swing traded rods, and walked away with like, I don't even know, 120,000 Australian dollars. It was crazy. It was a great trade. I then bought my second Pudgy later this year at about 20K. Craig and I bought about the same time, about $23,000. If it starts to, no, I probably don't sell my Pudgy. I'm happy to hold it for now. But if the general crypto market looks more bearish, that's where I start to consider maybe de-risking. That's more of the point I'm getting at. But I still maintain bullish bias right now. Okay, thoughts on pump? I haven't looked at that chart actually. Could be a good chart to consider actually. Let's have a look at pump. Oh, dude, this is horrific. Look at this chart, bro. Look at this chart. Oh my lordy lord. I mean, it's at the 786 of the swing range. Again, could go lower. Could go lower. A lot of people might not like that, but could go lower. Yeah, big. Very interesting week ahead. What did Pengu do? Oh, dude, Pengu's legit. I nearly took the trade, and lucky I closed all my longs last week. Not Pengu, sorry, Pepe. I literally said, hey, I put a tweet out. I said, guys, Pepe, I'm very intrigued about this chart. However, if it, I think one more. Oh, dude, I'm not here to tell you I tell you so, but goddamn, I nailed a few of these things. But I literally said about Pepe. I think potentially one more low could come in, and then I get very intrigued. So big range here. This is the point. I mean, it's nearly time to drag it all the way. It is time. It's time to drag it back to zero, and look at the entire range. So yeah, I probably I keep saying Pepe, Pengu, sorry, Pepe. Dude, this is another great example of just rotational bias this cycle. This is what came out of the bear market. And so I'm excited about the bear market because you always have opportunities. Matic went on crazy run of the bear market. Pepe, Ethereum meme coins in 2023 were huge. Okay, you got to buy Solana sub $30. The best opportunities come in a bear market. Okay, the best opportunities always come in a bear market. And then you just sit out the next 2 years and you stay patient, or a year and a half, and you often walk away very profitable. So I'm excited for a bear market. Do I think it comes sooner rather than later? Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Rect is holding on to its 618. Now, what you'll notice, and a big lesson here as well, and maybe this is why OSF hasn't put it on leverage, is Rect price did not suffer the same pain as other prices. Why? Because it's not listed on any futures exchange. It's as simple as that. So massive shout out to them. I would love to swing trade this with futures. That's my personal bias. Whether OSF and the team decided to do that specifically, we'll never know unless he comes out and says it. But this is a stronger chart out there compared to, and it just shows you no one panicked as well. So this is definitely a chart that I like, and I'm keeping an eye on probably over the next week or two to see if it can hold the 618 and break out from here. So very much on my watch list. Very much on my watch list. Bonk. It also huge dump. I mean, let me just get rid of some of these. There's an over. I need to hold on. I think I've got a new one. So let me do my new one. Yeah, I mean, this is just golden pocket, but let me just add a few levels. We'll put in the 786 and the 886 as well. Okay. So Bonk as well has come all the way back down. Let me just clean that up a little bit. It's not quite on candle price action. But Bonk's come all the way back down to the 886 as well. Again, what catalysts do these come back? Do they run it back? I'm sure at some point in time, a lot of these charts come back. But why didn't I buy these ones? Because I bought ETH, BTC, Solana, and Pengu. So, yeah. Let's look what else. Kato, absolutely correct. Radium, back at... Ooh, Radium, actually, the bottom of the range could be a juicy one. That's one to keep an eye on, probably, in my opinion, as well. Oh, dude, there's the dictionary. Radium's probably an area that I don't mind as well, potentially, if it can hold this level. ENA did get smashed. Yeah. Huge breakout. Can't believe I got stopped out break even on this trade. Oh, I would have printed. Is what it is. You can't win every trade. You can't win every trade. And I know that. I know I'm not going to win every trade. What else? Aave. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't even look at that. That's crazy. Say, what'd Say do? Not as bad as anything out there as well. These are all old charts that I was looking at. But see, this is the issue with a lot of altcoins. They have not made new all-time highs. Oh, they haven't even broken out of the trend. Okay. So let me just tighten this up a little bit. Okay. You could probably say maybe something like about there. But they have not seen highs since the beginning of 2024. So, oh, man, poor. Do we break out? Maybe. What's AVAX doing? I haven't looked at AVAX. Where's AVAX? Can't believe this went to $8, guys. Nuts. That's actually wild. Again, fail breakout yet again. Goodness, bro. I thought we might have had it, but no. It is above structure. It is above the breakout structure, though. So this is all-time highs from 2021. We had a big retest there, rejection. We had deviation, rejection, lower high as well. I would argue this could be another deviation here, or it's a retest and we start to break higher. Let's see. Jupiter. Oh, I'm not interested at all. Not interested at all. Wow. Not interested at all. Hey, wow. Crazy, man. Crazy. Crypto's wild. Link went crazy. Went all the way back and retested liquidity back from here. That's crazy. Oh, dude. I was actually super bullish on Link. They had buybacks, all this sort of stuff. I bought a lot. I de-risked it here when it didn't break out of this high time frame trend. Very thankful I did that. Very, very thankful. Honestly, this trip, this overseas trip was really nice for me to step back, get out of the all too consuming 24 nature of crypto. First time I've had a holiday in 2 years, but I stabled up and I'm very grateful for that. But it also gave me the lens to actually analyze the market from a objective mindset, not a subjective where I am like, as everyone, like you want prices to go up because you make more money. But it gave me the objective lens to step back and be like, oh, okay, no, that's another rejection here, lower high from 2021. Okay, we haven't seen much strength here, no volume, blah, blah. Okay, I cut that spot and I'm very thankful. I'd be down lots. I literally bought it at $25. So I'd be down 30%. Again, 30% on like 50 grand. That's a lot of money. So, whew. All right, hold on. I need to catch up with chat. Overseas traveler, mate, that's me. Welcome to the chat, legend. Welcome to the chat. Anyway, yeah, abstract meme coins. Okay, that's where we were talking. Okay, hear me out. I think meme coins first point of contact. I'm just bringing up the charts. Where are we? I mean, you can follow me if you want on abstract again. I literally stabled up. I mean, look at this. I've been stabled up. I actually withdrew, I don't even know, 10 grand last week or something. But I've been stabled up for a while, okay? Why? Okay, before I talk about abstract, I am bullish on abstract longer term. Focusing on consumers is how this chain will potentially be one of the biggest chains in the future. Can they get enough liquidity on there that interests other people in different ways, interests devs, interests builders, all these sorts of things? I hope so. I want them to. I hope they do. Meme coins on abstract. Let's unpack that sentence. Abstract here. Meme coins, you are at meme coins in itself are extremely risky. That's the first thing. They're at the end of the spectrum of risk. Meme coins on a new chain that has less volume, less traders, less wallets is the ultimate. And I've been tweeting about this the past 2 weeks or so. You are at the ultimate end of risk. Like you cannot go the only risk that I think would be worse than that is lending NFTs, which I would never do personally. I think that's probably not, it's just a decision I would never do. Or using 100x leverage on a stupid meme coin or altcoin is probably the only things that would be worse than trading meme coins on a new chain. Why? Because of exactly that. There's not enough volume, there's not enough traders, there's not enough liquidity. Okay. And it's risky. Meme coins are risky. They're just random people with random teams with random meme coins. And I think a big lesson that I've seen and a big shout out to everyone. I'm not trying to create fun. Okay, I love abstract. I love the creators on there. I love the teams on there. We've interviewed a bunch of them. I know Craig's hopefully going to have, I think, Scarly and Dith on in the next week on GC Crypto. So make sure you go follow us over on Twitter, GC Crypto TV. I'm bullish on those guys, and the conversations I've had with them show me how like smart they are and how much they have to think about navigating games, navigating ecosystems, navigating tokenomics, all these sorts of things. So I don't have an issue with abstract. I think my issue lies with not supporting its creators. I've seen other chains, I've seen other communities bull post their creators. And I think this is a more broader crypto view that I want to talk about as well. Is again, you could throw marketing into that, but it's more than that. Like I've been on Abstract since basically day one. I've streamed on there since well, obviously I've been overseas now, but I've streamed on there since basically day one. I've convinced Craig to go on there. We were before a lot of people on there, and I've helped educate is the first word. And I'm not looking for praise is what I'm trying to say, but I've helped educate, I've helped on board, I've created tutorials, I've brought a lot of liquidity there, all these sorts of things for the past 9 months. I would create a tutorial, I would say a certain thing, which is all speculation, and it is going to have an airdrop. So I think that's the first thing as well. And some team members didn't like that. So a big lesson, I think, to the team and to just people in general, and I'm not just making this abstract specific, is that without traders, without creators, without people who do these things, okay, you wouldn't see X% of people on the chain. You wouldn't see X% of the liquidity on the chain. So you need to respect other people's journeys. You need to understand that this is speculative. People are going there because there is going to be an airdrop. So me talking about the said word airdrop and abstract is totally fine, okay? And you shouldn't shy away from that. So that's the first thing. I would love to see them come out and actually support people who have supported them since they began earlier this year. I think that's a big lesson for a lot of communities and a lot of chains and a lot of new companies out there is support your creators. And I think that's what we've noticed really recently. And I think shout out to my business team who helped me with partnerships is Reach, because these guys they understand the value of creators and they understand the value of marketing, and it's very different to what we've seen in the past. So shout out to OKX. That's why Craig and I partner with them, because they understand the value of creators, not just like, and we use OKX. I think that's a big lesson too, is I actually use the product, and I only ever talk about products or teams or things that I actually am bullish on or products that I'm bullish on, okay? And I think understanding and supporting your creators is a big lesson that I think a lot of people could do. But back to the meme coins, I think it's so hard, man. Like, as I said before, if you think about a spectrum of risk, you've got, okay, you could say maybe ETFs over here of like Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETFs, or the underlying asset. You could put them at the top. Then you have the whole spectrum of risk. You've got then higher cap altcoins, you've got lower cap altcoins, you've then got higher cap meme coins, you've got lower cap meme coins, you've got NFTs, you've then got DeFi protocols, then you've got lending, then you've got meme coins that are super low risk, you've got the trenches, then you've got leverage on a higher leverage, and then you've got meme coins on a new speculative chain, okay? If you think about it as a spectrum like that, then you understand that you are playing with a portion of your risk portfolio at the ultimate end of the risk curve. And I think if you understand how to structure a portfolio, if you understand risk management, then that's fine. And if you're allocating a certain percentage of your portfolio or of your risk management to that, go for it. But you need to understand that if you put X amount over there, it could go to zero, okay? And I think that's a big lesson that I learned over the past 2 cycles before I've executed this cycle is I've had big wins. I've made a lot of money on the upside, but what I protected on the downside is far better, okay? I've saved myself, I've saved GTG, I've saved heaps of people on Twitter, hopefully, millions of dollars of downside risk. And I think that I am more proud of the saving of de-risking, okay, the saving of wealth and capital to the downside than I am proud of the money that I make, okay? Because it is that sustains you over time. That is how you build wealth. If you don't have liquidity, if you don't have money, you can't make money. It's as simple as that. So protecting downside risk is something that I'm proud of, okay? Because that's at least where we currently are. So rant over, not even a rant, but just a topic that I think needs to be out there, needs to be discussed is exactly that. Again, let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? If you don't agree with me, call me out. Clip this, call me out. Let's talk about it on Twitter. I'm more than happy to do that. But for me right now, abstract, long way to go, long way to go. Meme coins do not define abstract, okay? And I think a lot of people need to understand that as well. I sold my Borean NFT. Again, I'm not plugged in. I'm traveling. I'm still away for 2 to 3 weeks. I'll probably have jet lag when I get home. those votes could go to someone else, and I probably deserve to get a bit of an airdrop. So I got $3,800. I lost about $5,000 due to slippage at the start of Abstract because they didn't have LP pools that have enough liquidity. So look, I saw that as a whole cycle moment, as good karma, okay, for helping do a range of different things. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to take profit there. So that was at least why I decided to do that. We got the Amy airdrop. Who knows how well that's going to do as well. But right now, Abstract Memecoins, tough area to be in. Can they bounce back? Absolutely. Do they bounce back? Who knows? It depends on what the cycle decides to do. I think a big lesson here is understanding metrics again. If we look at metrics, volume has been down for a long time. No traders came in. Not this chart specifically, but if you look at something like Retzpa, for example, okay, it had a breakout, okay? It had this breakout here. Now, I've said this all cycle on all chains. I'm talking Abstract Memecoins. I'm talking AVAX. I'm talking SUI. I'm talking BNB. I'm talking bloody Ethereum. I'm talking Solana. Every chain that I've traded on all cycle, okay? Remove the chain and look at price action and look at technicals here. We had a breakout, really nice breakout. I bought this breakout. We saw a rejection here. So that's, again, lower high on a high time frame. Okay, lower high. So the trend is still to the downside, okay? And what I noticed was that no new buyers stepped in. We had no volume come in here on Abstract. So that was a massive catalyst for me, okay? If you have a breakout and no new buyers step in and no volume steps in, it's going to reverse. That's just how technical analysis works. That's how price action works. So yeah, that was the big catalyst that I saw. And I was like, no, I need to cut this. Again, slippage is a huge issue as well. So hopefully the teams with the Borean and obviously, is it Kona as well? I can't remember specifically. I haven't been plugged into the ecosystem. Yeah, Kona. Hopefully that they both bring liquidity to the ecosystem and help with a range of different things. But you need to remember, meme coin traders on Abstract are not, that is not the success of a chain. The strength of meme coins on a chain is not a successful representation of a chain. I think that's enough about Abstract. But hopefully you guys understand my point. Doodles, I mean, great IP, probably not really interested. What catalyst do they have moving forward? The Epic says, yeah, I'm in Sapphire too, not interested in going for more chests on OpenSea. Very much agree with you there, legend. All right, that was a big rant about creators, about Abstract. I think we might end the stream there unless there's any last questions. I'll leave it open for another couple of minutes, guys. BTC still holding the mid-range here. Again, lower highs. I'm not really, again, this is probably price action over the weekend. Will probably do this, okay? I'm going to go watch my favorite creator or trader, Crown Crypto, see what he's saying. But I at least say we need to go sideways for a bit here. We could go down, take some of the liquidity as well, because probably people leveraged into that liquid dump. Okay, I know a lot of people probably longed that dump as well. So there's probably, I mean, we could look at liquidation heat map as well. Let's quickly do that before we end the stream. And guys, don't forget, check out some of the airdrops as well. I did a YouTube tutorial literally earlier this week. Talked about macro, but I talked about some of the airdrops, something like Zeet, something like Asta, stage 2. It also has stage 3. Look at Solstice, look at Woolchain, look at some of these other ones as well. OpenSea Chess. There's a lot of good opportunities out there for creators, but also traders right now. We don't have to spend much time. You don't have to spend much liquidity, and you could have some serious upside with some of those airdrops as well. So highly recommend checking out that video as well. But liquidation heat map. Let's have a look. Yeah, so if we have a look here, okay, so we had a massive liquidation event. Okay, we've got stack liquidity, 40 million, 40 million, 40 million. So we've got liquidity about 109, and we've got liquidity. This is only on Binance, and liquidity about 109 as well. Let's look at Bybit. So that's where I trade. I trade on Bybit. There's a lot more liquidity to the upside. I assume these are all shorters, to be honest. I would assume these are all short people. Yeah, a lot of people aped into shorts as soon as the tariff news came out, which obviously worked out well. Not much liquidity on the downside on Bybit. So, I mean, we could crush that and dump back again. Who knows? We'll wait and see. What else? What's another? OKX is another big exchange. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, so OKX has a lot of liquidity. Again, massive shout out to them. Never been hacked. Touch wood. One of the safest exchanges down below. Sign up. Do $1,000 of volume. You get a free $75 on there as well. Partnered with them. Highly recommend OKX exchange. But obviously, yeah, liquidity here there's a bit of liquidity at 109. And quite a little bit above that as well. And obviously quite a lot of liquidity way back. So a lot of people got in at 104, bro. That's pretty good. How much? 32 mil at that. Yeah. So, I mean, hold on. Let's go. Oh, dude, I'm in French. Why is this in French, bro? Oh, dude. Can't wait to be back home in Australia. Yeah, but a lot more liquid. A lot of people short. I mean, I was short as well from 122. So, but I'm out. I'm fully out of my trade now. So, yeah, a lot more liquidity upside. So yeah, again, like I said, let's just see what happens over the coming days. Crown Crypto. Yeah, his name's Crown Crypto with a K. Yeah, Eric Crown. Great. He's a funny guy. But he keeps it real, keeps it statistical and analyst based. So yeah, check him out. Yeah, so again, not much liquidity there at the moment. So let's see what happens over the coming days. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It's good to be back. I'm super excited to be back again soon, full time. It's been nice to have a break from the markets. It's been nice to have a break from streaming. I do miss it. That shows me I love it, and I want to keep doing it. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It's been quality. I'm just checking the chat. Hey, Craigie boy, we are doomed. Hey, Leon commented on the toast as well. We are doomed. Appreciate the love, guys. But yeah, guys, good to be back on the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I might be able to stream again soon. Who knows? I just, again, afternoon, had a bit of time away from the fam, and at least the environment here allows me to stream because we're in the bedroom. So massive shout out to everyone who tuned in, guys. Very much appreciate you guys. Just a reminder, check out the links down below. We partnered with OKX here at GC Crypto. We've also partnered with Yeet. They have an airdrop as well. 40% is going to the community, so you can check that out. But as I said, if you want a safe exchange, OKX is literally the best one in the world. Okay, so check it out in the description down below. Cool, guys. Epic, thanks for tuning in. Dan, thanks for tuning in. Faraz, I talked about Pengu earlier in the show. Go back, watch the replay. It's only an hour and a half, so you can watch it on 2x or 1.5x speed on YouTube. Go check it out. YouTube is Greeny Trades. If you're on YouTube, yeah, Faraz, you are on YouTube, so you can watch it back after I end the stream. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If you are new here, click follow Greeny Trades on both YouTube and obviously Twitter. Again, I run GTG, huge sale. We've been trading for a long, long time. Bro, FVV, you're in the group. Let's go, bro. Dude, it's so good to have you in there, mate. Okay, I'll come and chat with you. Be careful of scammers as well. There are, unfortunately, people who Discord DM with Greeny Trades. So, mate, FVV, appreciate you helping out me on the tweet earlier as well, lol. It's so funny, dyslexic. Yeah, bro, I scheduled all these tweets this morning. So good, I love it. Anyways, check it out. There's a huge link. I mean, the lifetime as well. Here, let me pull it up before we go. A few people have been inquiring about the VIP as well. The difference between premium and VIP is VIP, you get exclusive chat. It's only a few people in there, so it's not very busy. You get some opportunities from time to time, but the real takeaway for the VIP option is that you get one-on-one chats with me every week. So that's included in the price, whereas premium, you have to book and pay for that separately as well. But yeah, basically come here, guys, check it out. Have a read through all the reviews, guys. I've dropped a few here. You can sign up for $40 a week. The best value is probably the month option. Again, these are normally, I think this is down like, I don't even know, so like 30, 40% from normal prices. But yeah, the lifetime is here, $1,250, paying crypto or paying cash on card. You can do whichever and join one of the best crypto trading groups. I mean, I'm not even calling myself out. Shout out to Aussie, shout out to Sexy, shout out to Cappy, who's in the stream as well. Shout out to Craig, shout out to everyone in GTG, Stingray, Maxo, Ray as well. We have an amazing community, a lot of people who know what they're doing, and we've talked through this process over the past couple of weeks to be prepared for this exact thing to happen. And we've been trading all cycles, so we've been making a lot of money, tens of millions of dollars all cycle. Check it out, wop.com link. Maybe I'll leave the sale up for about a week. I think I'll leave the sale up for a week, and then I'll put it back, and then we'll probably have another sale. The next sale won't be until probably Black Friday, which is late November. So probably, yeah, still a month away. So great opportunity to join one of the most educational-based groups out there who keep you on top of every single trend. We talk everything, NFTs, airdrops, everything's in there, futures as well. So yeah, great to see a few people join today. And guys, thanks for tuning into the stream. It's been good to be back. I do miss it. I'm super excited to be back home. 2 weeks, as I said. And yeah, loving my time in Europe, but yeah, keen to be home very much very soon. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Check out GC Crypto on Twitter as well. We're live every day with Craigie Boy until I'm back, and I'll be back very soon. I'm super excited. All right, peace. Enjoy your, what day is it? Saturday. Enjoy your Saturday night, guys. Or obviously, if you're in Australia, you're probably waking up now. So GM to you, enjoy your Sundays as well. I think there's a bit of rain heading to the southeast corner, so do protect yourself. I think it's quite stormy. So, mate, good to be back. All right, thanks, chat. Appreciate it. Sub to the channel if you're new here. Greeny Trades on Twitter and Greeny Trades on YouTube. Peace, guys. Enjoy.